Good morning from sunny South Africa, National Geographic. We are sitting a mere 15 feet away from a young female leopard. My name is Brent Smith. I have my good friend and cameraman Brian and his hard-working thumb. Together, Brent and Brian are the killer bees. And we're hoping we're going to show you some killer things this morning. So we're with this young leopard. She's just over a year old. And at the moment, she's reclining on a termite mound. Now, if you want to ask us any questions, just do so on the feed below. And remember, this is 100% live. You're seeing this leopard at the same time as the killer bees, wherever you might be in the world. If you are going to ask a question, please let us know where you're watching from. It would be incredible to hear. Now, if you've been watching the Safari Live series on Nat Geo Wild, you would have met this exquisite creature before. Her name is Xongile, which means exquisitely beautiful, and she's just over a year old, and she's part of Djuma's royal family. Now, when I say the royal family, her mother is known as the Queen of Djuma. She is the dominant leopard in this area, and she is now waiting for her mother to return from hunting, and hopefully a successful hunt. Now, Christine would like to know, will she eat the termites on that mound she's lying on? No, she's unlikely to. And a lot of those termites have some impressive chompers, and they can bite her quite painfully. Leopards will eat termite alates, or flying ants, so the future kings and queens of future termite colonies. And they're very high in protein, but the normal worker termites that you're going to find associated with a mound like that, very unlikely. Look at that face. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, we are in the 8.5 million acre unfenced wilderness known as the Greater Kruger National Park. We're on the western edges in an area that's world famous for incredible leopard viewing. Now, the leopards here have been habituated to the vehicles since they were cubs. I have actually known Xongile her whole life. I found her when she was less than 6 hours old, so probably about 6 or 7 inches big, and we've followed her as she's grown into this incredibly beautiful young leopardess. Hello, Rita in Pakistan. Rita would like to know, how does it feel to be so close to a leopard? Well, Rita, it is always an amazing thing. They are one of my favorite big cats, and we are so privileged to be able to follow the lives of these cats on a daily basis. And as I said, we've got on Sunday nights in the USA at Eastern Standard Time, Safari Live on Nat Geo Wild. But if you're not in the US, you can follow us every day for 6 hours on wildsafariLive.com, and it is an incredible experience to follow these cats. Now, I'm just going to try and move around a little bit because that one piece of the termite mound is obscuring her beautiful face. Now, a lot of you might be worried that we're in an open safari vehicle, and don't be. We're completely safe here. Now, Emily is wondering, how old is she? Emily, she's just over a year old. She turned 2 on the 2nd of February. Oh, turned 1, sorry. I apologize. I had 2 in my mind of the 2nd of February, but she turned 1 on the 2nd of February. How's that for you, Brian? There we go. Emily also wondering how much Xongile weighs. I would say she probably weighs about 60 pounds, Emily. So when she's an adult and fully grown, she'll probably weigh around 90 pounds. She's got a bit of growing to do. Look at that lovely light falling on her face. Malona is wondering whether leopards are sociable cats. Malona, they are not. The only time you generally see leopards together is a female with her young, or when they're mating. Once they are adults, and if they're not mating, they tend to spend 90% of their time alone. Of course, they do come into contact with other leopards from time to time, and sometimes it'll end up in a territorial battle, or sometimes they'll just pass like ships in the night. You can see all the flies out buzzing around, and a lot of those are biting flies. There we go, she's trying to shake them off. Jolene's wondering, does she ever come up to me? She will pass within a foot of my vehicle, but I don't think she's coming up to me. She's just on the move, like it looks like she might be now. Oh no, I think she's just getting out of the sun, lying in the shade of the termite mound. Termite mounds are often used by leopards, and the reason they do that is it gives them a nice vantage point to see any potential threats or potential prey that might approach them. Hi, Lucy. Lucy is wondering what is their favorite meal. Lucy, whatever they can catch. Normally small to medium-sized antelope, so from duiker or steenbok up to impala. Big male leopards can catch kudu, but whatever they can catch, she will, at this age, she will probably hunt hares, squirrels, birds, lizards, anything she can get her paws on. At the moment, most of their protein is still coming from mom, who leaves them in an area and goes out hunting. And once she's caught something, stashed it in a tree, she'll come back, fetch the cubs, and lead them back to the kill. You can see that lovely long tail and that very white underside at the far end of the tail. It's especially important in female leopards when they have young cubs, because that bright white sticks out in the bush, and the cubs are able to follow her through thick bush or long grass. Of course, she's probably still a good 2 to 3 years away from having her first set of cubs. She still needs to establish her territory. So what will happen is her mother will normally give away a part of her territory to her, so she has a nice easy start. Now she does have a brother, a twin brother, who's somewhere around here. It's not uncommon for the cubs to be separated from each other for a while, and as soon as mom comes back and starts calling for them, they'll all reunite and head off to wherever the meat is. Now remember, if you are enjoying this live feed, you can follow us 6 hours a day on wildsafariLive.com, and of course if you're in the USA, we got 2 more Sunday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us on Nat Geo Wild. And we've been following the royal family for the past 6 weeks, and with all their trials and tribulations. Of course, they're not only leopards out here. There's lions, there's hyenas, there's wild dogs, there's cheetah, elephants, a buffalo, and a whole host of other incredible wildlife that you can see if you join us on our live safaris. And we have a drone to look at Africa from above. We have a second vehicle which at the moment is out tracking lions. We have a bushwalk that is scouring the African veldt for all sorts of wonderful creatures. And we have a museum tent with microscopes to look at insects, scorpions, spiders, snakes, and all sorts of other fantastic creatures. But at the moment it looks like our little princess is having a nap. Lorraine is asking, why is she twitching? Oh, and she's very beautiful. Now, Lorraine, that's nerves, and you'll notice that in a lot of different animals here. Those nerves, those little shimmers, are to try keep the biting flies, which she's trying to bite back, off her body. There we go, those little shimmers there. It's to stop the biting flies being able to settle on her. So, from Brent and Brian, the killer bees, and the most beautiful little leopard, Xongile, it's been great having you. Remember, wildsafariLive.com, 6 hours a day, or join us if you're in the USA at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Nat Geo Wild to follow the incredible creatures of South Africa.